everybody, welcome back to the channel.
Pit lane speed limit is
Running an
50
advanced
miles per hour.
MX-5 series race here for week 3. We are here at Interlagos. Decided to run this instead of the production car challenge because I thought this track would have straightaways that were a little bit shorter than production car challenge. Production car challenge is at Sebring on the layout, so thought that would be a pretty big draft fest and be kind of similar to what Charlotte was that I tried to run and did not enjoy it very much. So thought Interlagos in the advanced would be a better decision for me. And since every time I get into a production car challenge it's an all MX-5 wheels, this really isn't any different, and I'm getting 10 extra minutes, so getting more lap time out of it, more chance to improve on the roadside. So thought this would be a good combination. We'll see how it goes. Not crazy quick here, but we're in a pretty weak field because I have destroyed my I rating in an attempt to get some races in lately. So hopefully it won't be too bad. This first lap's, the out lap's not very good of just kind of getting the car around, getting the tires warmed up. Just running a race set up for qualifying, not anything drastic, and it's a little bit different than what I ran at Lime Rock in the production car challenge, but not drastically different. Really torched that corner there, so I get a terrible run to the line. Should be close enough to get both laps in, but it might just fall short on the second. We'll have to see. So try to make the first one as good as I can. Yeah, it's looking like we're probably only going to get one in. Just got out a little late, had some connection issues I was trying to sort out. So just try to run a halfway decent first lap, and I torched turn 1, so that idea is out the window. Oh well, it's probably better to start not this close to the front and be able to avoid whatever craziness happens into 1 through 3. So I don't think a 153 is going to be very good. But we'll try to see if I can improve at all the rest of the lap, or at least minimize how much time I lose. There's a couple hairpins here that are just absolutely killing me. I have not figured out the best way to get through them yet. I enjoy the course. It's a lot of fun with all the elevation and the back and forth. I think there's definitely opportunities for passing. Just have not really mastered it to the level that I think I should be at. And there's still going to be some drafting in play. It's an MX-5. Anytime you're in a slower series with straightaways, you will get drafting coming into play. I just don't think it's going to be as bad as Sebring would have been. Just going to keep it tight through the corner here. Try to build momentum, but shorten the distance. Yeah, we're going to fall a few seconds short of being able to finish the second lap, but we'll stay out to get the practice to correct turn 1.
P2.
And that actually somehow put a second, so that tells you how weak of a field it is. Plus there's going to be a bunch of people turning in their second laps now, because typically second laps are faster. And you can see the difference already. And I didn't even hit turn 1 as well as I should be able to, but talking 3/4 of a second difference between this point last lap. I got off track, just pushed it wide that curve. You cannot go over at all.
Watch these track limits.
So this lap wouldn't have counted anyways, but gives me a good chance to remind myself to just wait a little bit longer. I think you're probably going to see a lot of people who have done that in their laps, possibly. There's a lot of spots that if you want to push the car, it's easy to go off track. That is one of the hairpins I completely blow every time. Kind of missed a shift there. like I said, this lap's not going to count even if I had the time, so just going out here for my own practice. And we're still somehow sitting second. So maybe I'll be able to actually bring home another MX-5 win. See what the pole sitter did lap time wise once we get out of the car.
That's the end of the session.
Yeah, it would have been a little bit faster. Probably, you know, half a second, maybe 6/10 faster, which would not have been good enough to get to the pole. The 3 was just so much quicker. That 151.3 is 0.2 faster than my fastest personal lap, so we might not be going for a win. It might be more or less a second place finish, which, I mean, that won't be the worst deal if that's where we finish. We're car number 12, and there's 22 in total on the field, so I should really, you know, finish in the top half, so a second place would not be a bad result at all. We're gonna check all the paints refreshed. It is a standing start, so that'll add some fun to it. We'll get in and get gridded. Just pull up the optimal again, run that for now. So I have kind of the preferred line going into turn 1, but, you know, at a slight disadvantage to the 3 who will be starting in front, so just do the best that I can to try to make the most of it. I'm running probably a little bit of extra fuel compared to what I need. We're probably going to go 18 to 19 laps, and I reasonably probably could have gotten away with a gallon less, maybe 2 gallons less. But I'd rather run a couple extra gallons and know that I'm good no matter what the lap time ends up being like than possibly end up running out because I burned a little more than I planned on. I just ran solo practice when I was working on the setup and the lines. Wasn't really running around anybody, so didn't really get a chance to do too much in that sense. This is a C-Class series, so no fast repair. Hopefully we just keep it clean and avoid all the problems.
P2, 35 minutes.
As soon as the lights come on, we'll
Okay, Jake,
enough.
get ready. Green, green, green.
I probably could have gotten a little bit of a better start, but not horrible. Looks like a couple cars are starting from the pits. Have the 3 to our right. Just gonna bail, keep it tight to the left. Let them clear in front of us, and hopefully be able to stay in front of the 4 while the 4 and the 1 that are going to look to push. So let's see what we can do. So this first lap's probably going to be some chaos. You can see the 4 already getting the draft going to the left side. Just going to stay to the right, let the 4 go. Avoid getting that off track though. Got a couple cars wide. Somebody's spinning. Just bail, let the 4 go, sliding behind him. Alright, so drop back to 3rd, that's okay. Kind of time to just sit and watch these guys. Start figuring out their braking points so I know where I need to be at. Because that's been a problem of mine. And we're going to go to school with the 3 and try to watch what he's doing driving line-wise as well. Looks like the 1's or the 8's broken away. The 1 had an issue, so got a little bit of a gap behind us, and then there's a gap back to 5th, so kind of in a decent spot right now to just ride out 3rd. To start falling in line with the 4 a little more, get some draft. You're going to see guys swerving every which way to break the draft. Draft will definitely make a difference, so if I can drive halfway decent with the draft, we should definitely be able to see possibility of setting a faster lap time. 3 gets loose on the throttle, so he spins. So we're going to go back to second. 4 is going to take over the lead. Definitely can happen on cold tires if your setup's looser. I probably went a bit too tight to start. I may end up being too tight by the end of the run, but it's kind of all about getting it in there. Definitely need to brake a little bit sooner.
Sector 1 time is good.
With the draft coming in faster than anticipated. Slowly pulling away from the 8. With that spin, the 7 and the 13 are back a little bit more as well. Probably could push the car a little bit wider, set up a slightly better entrance into that corner. Just want to stay close to the 4, kind of learn. Because now that the 3's falling back, unless he really could recover somehow, might actually stand a possibility of grabbing the lead before the end of the race. If I don't burn the car up too bad. Kind of underdriving some of these corners compared to the 4, but just keeping myself close. 8's closing in a little bit. But we're pulling away from the 7 and the 13. Like I said, I feel like I'm probably underdriving a little bit, so if I could get around the 4, I could always possibly be able to pull away from the 8 a little bit. See the power of the draft.
This is brilliant. Keep it up.
Left, trying to get by the 4. But also not do that.
Nicely done.
Overshot one badly. Got lucky that the 4 was kind, backed out. Also allowed the 8 to really close up, so could have a 3-car battle for the lead. So the 8's going to go side by side with the 4. And the 8 just drives right into the back of us. Appreciate that. Whatever, not much you can do. Just shake it off. It's low strength of field, so people are going to always do that. And those 2 are going to take each other out. Oh, the 4 came across. We avoid that. So now we're still in second, and we just have the 8 to worry about. And the 7's able to close up, and we got a pretty good gap. We know the 8's a bit aggressive. So now it's just kind of time to play this one out and see who's going to make a mistake where. Hopefully it's not me. It doesn't seem like the 8's as fast as the 4 was. This is not the most ideal spot to try to pull the pass off. Although here it could be. Try to get the run on the outside. 7's definitely going to be catching. He's got it down to 2 seconds now, and the 2's working his way there. 13's still in 5th. Side by side with the 8. They'll have the advantage going into 1, but try to work the right side. Alright. He got a better run, so kind of bailed. Also hit the brakes when I didn't need to. Allows the 7 to continue closing up. 8's pulling away a little bit, but I think we should be able to grab Giraffe to get back to him. It's been a crazy first 3 laps. And like I said, it's likely going to go 18 or 19 laps. Underdrove the corner a little bit.
You're second off the pace.
But if the 8 keeps doing that, he will eventually incur a penalty for those incidents. Because I guarantee you that was at least 1 off track. Said I definitely think we're quicker. It's just going to be about finding the right place to get around him, or if he's going to make a mistake somewhere, being able to weather it. But I don't think I'm going to want to wait too long because we got the 7 and the 2 coming. And I don't want to invite more cars into this battle than I need to. Pushes wide. We're gonna get the run on the left side this time. Swap places compared to the last lap. Hopefully be able to clear him into one, but gotta watch because I know he's gonna be aggressive into one.
Fastest lap for Clark, 151.55.
Alright, able to clear him. If we start pulling away, 7's made up big time. 2's closed up.
New fastest lap for Acosta, 151.48. Okay, Jake, don't let this guy distract you.
Watch for the 8 to get the run here down the straightaway. He's going to go left in the next corner.
Idiot. What the?
Oh, underdrove the corner.
Don't let him
Allowed
get
the
away.
7 to get there. Just kind of making mistakes on my own, but haven't really been able to find a way to get around him cleanly. Although with him overdriving that corner, this is probably the spot to do it. Hopefully be able to outdrive him through these hairpins. Pull away a little bit. Let the 7 then deal with him. As we know, I'd been faster the last couple laps through this section. Kind of overdrove that corner a little bit. Probably need to get the gap closer to a second or so to be able to, second and a half to be able to get away with the draft. 7 was going to look left. Unless he can really get a run, we learned that doesn't work, and he looks back behind the 8. I can get them to go side by side longer, that'll help a little bit.
That lap time was 152.47.
Overshoot the corner, and it's going to allow the 8 back in. That was not the mistake I needed to make. I cannot believe I did that. He's going to push on the back end, so we're going to stay to the left. Watch him go. I don't... And now the 8 and the 7 take themselves out. The 8 was just blocking it all over. So that allows the 2 to take over second.
You're now in the lead.
And we've got a decent gap back to the 13. So we've seen people cycle in and out of the top 3 left and right in this race. Four was pretty aggressive, and the 8 got pretty aggressive. And somehow we've been able to avoid everything. So, just time to settle in now. Got a decent gap back to the 2, kind of overshot that corner a little bit. Got lucky that I kind of bailed out of blocking because I could have easily gotten involved in that one and taken out. Alright, let's just get settled in. Don't make dumb mistakes. And should be in a decent spot. So he's going to have the advantage with the draft on me. There's nothing I can do about that. I'm not going to be trying to play any snake games or swerving or anything like that.
Sector 3 is 0.44 off the pace.
Still kind of overshot that corner a little bit, but better than it had been. You can see the difference. Delta compared to the all-time optimal. 2's doing a good job hanging with us though, so the goal is going to be faster than him in the infield. We'll try to extend that gap out a little bit. A little bit of a gap there. It's worth about 3 or 4 tenths maybe. Got a pretty good back to the 13 though behind the 2, so Really not a ton to worry about. I can get away from the two. Just trying to get through these hairpins as best as possible. Gonna miss my shift point. Didn't come out of it too bad though. If I can keep working a tenth or so a lap, you know, a couple tenths maybe, we should be able to get it to the point eventually where the draft won't be in play. Really pulled away from the 13 now. So it's really just a two-car battle right now for the front. Gap's at 0.7 at the line. Still kind of overshot the corner, just gotta get off the brake and let the car roll through the corner a little bit more. Should likely see the two close up a little bit this straightaway.
The gap is now 0.7.
Didn't get on the throttle quite as early as I probably could have, so lost a little bit of time to the two there. Just need to reset and hit this infield section again. Seems to be where I'm stronger right now. He does a good job hanging. I think we'd opened up the gap a little more the last lap. We could end up having a better battle on our hands with the two than I would like to. Especially when I push it wide there. I don't want to give up the lead, but I'm just in such a bad spot. I only have so much control.
Jake, this is great. Come on, keep nailing those.
There still is enough of a draft.
Got 20 minutes left.
15 down, 20 minutes to go. Alright, so the two closed in 2/10 that time. Really, the two is the only one to worry about. Trying to nail this corner a little bit better. Two's really quick through there, so it's gonna be tough. It is gonna be tough. Still running way better than I should though, so I would gladly take that right now. Let's see if we can run this lap any better. Got through that corner better. Trying to extend the gap out. Try not to push it quite so wide through there. If I can do that, I carry a little more momentum up. Start slowly chipping away at this gap. Try to increase it a little bit. Looks like we might have picked up a 10th, maybe 2/10 that time.
Sector 3 is 0.38.
Felt like I probably underdrove one, but I'd rather underdrive it than overdrive it. Yeah, it's literally just the 2 and I right now because the 13's now 8.5 seconds back, 8 seconds back, and a couple laps ago it was like 5.5, so just need to outlast the 2.
Okay, Jake, halfway home. We've got plenty of fuel.
Trying again to get on the throttle, maximize the exit, but not step over that curbing and get the 1X. Not the best run through that section. I overshot the corner. You can see how much time he just made up out of the corner. He was able to get on the throttle a little bit earlier than I was. I think he'll likely pick up a 10th or 2 on us this lap. I was able to get by the 13. Still under driving turn 1 there. Likely halfway down.
Sector 1 is quick. The gap to Rojas behind is now 0.9.
Like I said, I'm expecting 18, maybe 19 laps. So we likely got 8 to 9 to go.
Okay, Jake.
Try not to overdrive
Keep doing what
this
you're doing.
corner.
This is spot on.
20 down, 15 minutes to go. Let's see the difference. Still able to gain a little bit, but not as much as the last lap, since I didn't overdrive that corner. Still on pit road for repairs, so right side is I don't have to worry about him yet coming out on the track and potentially messing with the race.
Good consistency. Keep them coming.
I clipped a little too much of the curve there, got me a little loose. Looks like we were able to pick up about a 10th though, compared to the last time through there. 13's battling back with the 5, he gets back by for 3rd. Continuing to open the gap up ever so slightly.
Half your fuel.
Fuel's at a good spot. Like I said, I knew I put too much in, so okay with that. Undrove that corner a little bit.
Give one more side.
We're still opening the gap up on the 2. Missed that corner. I think the 2 did as well though, so real change in the gap. 13 slightly ahead of the 5. They're quite a bit back though, almost 17 seconds. Realistically, shouldn't fish any worse than second. 8's back out on the track, but it's almost half a lap ahead. Car's getting tighter, so gonna have to start waiting to pick up the full throttle out of 2. Some partial, we're pulling away from the 2 though, so that's good. It's my race to win right now, I feel like. Just gotta keep repeating laps, keep hitting the lines, make the adjustments to the car as the tires start to wear. I think the 2 might be falling off a little bit more. 7's also back out on the track. I don't think he'd do anything to the 8, but you never know. We'll have to watch for that. Overshot the corner, but able to let the car roll. So for a C license series, it felt like the beginning was kind of like a rookie MX-5 race where just had to let people take each other out and outlast his stupidity. That was the key to being able to get back to this.
0.42 off the pace.
It's a big enough course that everybody kind of spreads out. It's not like I'm still constantly on lap traffic. I think it's like a 2.6 mile road course. Really enjoy it. It's definitely a lot of fun. Glad it's a track that I purchased. 2.1 now to the 2. As we cross the line, 2.0, a little bit.
Sector 3 is 0.36.
Under driving turn 1 a little bit. Getting that adjustment to not push wide. Definitely underdrove that first sector, but right now it's just about maintaining this gap and not making any mistakes. 14's now gotten by the 5 and the 13.
Keep doing what you're doing. This is spot on. You've got 10 minutes left. 10 minutes to go.
25 minutes down, 10 minutes to go, so this will be the longest I run an MX-5 race because production car challenge would have been done now. We are technically catching the 8, but I don't know if we'll close that gap all the way before the end of the race. I don't hope we do. Slowly pulling away. 10 has now also worked his way by the 13. Terrible entry into that corner. Just turned in too early.
The gap to Rojas behind is increasing. It's now 2.8 seconds.
Check the gap at the line. So it's definitely growing. 7's back on pit road. Likely have 5 laps to go, maybe 6. 2.4 at the line to the 2. It's like I don't know if that was 7 that just dropped out. Looks like the 2 had a little bit of a better first sector, so was able to close up a little bit on us. I feel like I'm hitting that corner a lot better than I was at the beginning of the race. Just rolling through the hairpins as best as I can. Try to not turn in quite so early so I can get a better exit that time. Thought we were going to have a little bit of a closer battle. I'm not complaining about opening up the lead. It's looking like we're having a little bit of a closer battle. Kind of picked up the throttle a bit too early there, had the lift, so not as good of a corner as I would like. See if that allows the 2 to close up. So got a big gap to the 2 though. Big gap to the 14. 3 worked back by. He's into 4th now. Picked up a 10th on the 2 that time by.
Your last lap time was at 152.36. Sectors 1 and 2 are a 10th down. Sector 3 is 0.7 off the pace.
Getting closer to the closing stages of the race. Working lap 16. Here when we get the 5-minute call, that'll give me a good idea of when we'll have roughly 3 laps to go, depending on when it comes out. Lap times compared to the fastest guys are not great, but for this field, they are definitely serviceable. I think for me this is probably the most patient and smartest road race I've run in terms of, you know, sticking close to the front but letting everybody kind of make those mistakes. Recovering after the little bit of contact we got from the 8. Just being smart, being able to pick a pass at the right time. Definitely getting a little bit tighter on that corner. Just gotta brake a little bit sooner, wait a little bit longer on the throttle is the adjustment the next time through. But we're opening up the gap on the 2.
Just 5 minutes left. Hold your nerve. We can
Alright,
win
so
this.
there's 5, so we're likely going to go 3 more laps.
Lap times are pretty consistent.
Kind of overshot 1 there. Good thing I've got that gap because otherwise the 2 would be all over the back of us.
The gap to Rojas behind is now 3.2 seconds.
14's got a pretty big gap over the 3, so unless there's some sort of spin, don't think you're likely going to see a change for 3rd and 4th. Reasonably, you're probably not going to see a change for 2nd either. Unless I really screw up and the 2 gets to us. Definitely feeling pretty good through the infield section compared to what they're doing, even though I'm overdriving some of these corners. Just lucky enough to have that big gap. Trying to hit this corner a little better this time. Alright, that feels better. I know it's a bit slower. This lap will probably be slower than the last lap, but definitely take that. You see the gap to the 2's really opening up. It's up to almost 5.5 seconds now. So he may have had a problem through that section. About the same lap time. 4 thousandths of a second difference. We should get the white flag the next time by. So we'll go 19 laps in total. trying to put together a complete road race and finally feel like I've been able to do that. Again, compared to the fastest people, it's not very fast, but for me, it's definite improvement, and feeling like the practice is definitely starting to show up. It's got a lot to do to
Just
work
2
on
minutes left, 2
driving
minutes to
lines,
go.
and that'll take me to that next level. I'm good enough to beat these weak fields now, but put me back in the tougher fields and I'll still finish well in the back. So it's all like you're taking steps.
Sector 2 is 0.
Take a step up,
off the
kind of
base.
plateau for a little bit. I have to do the same thing, keep working hard to learn more. I'll take that next step up. I'll unfortunately get the first off track because I cut that just a little
Jake,
too tight.
Just cut the track.
So no 0x, but you know, I'll take
You've got 10 minutes of
a
fuel
1x if I can finish that. And there's no reason to push it with a 6.5 second lead. White flag, so we're gonna go 19 laps. Let's just drive it smart, bring home and win.
remaining. One more lap. You're P1.
Feels good to be, you know, at least able to conquer these fields now. It's 2 different series, 2 different tracks, and fairly similar result. You know, had a bit of a bigger lead, Lime Rock Park in the production car challenge race, but I will gladly take this. Really up until that mistake there coming out of the last corner, or cutting the last corner. It's about the best race I've driven, so stupid mistake, didn't need to make it, but I will gladly take this as positive progress and keep working on it. I think it's easier for me to see progress in this compared to the oval side because I just am so much worse at this compared to oval, so gotta remember that when I get frustrated that oval's not gaining as much progress as this is. Make sure we don't overdrive this one and not cut it too much. It's about right the spot to be. Be just a little wide in the corner exit, but not bad. Alright. Open the gap up pretty big that lap too compared to the two, so I'm thinking he had problems. So ended up being a little bit of a boring race the second half, but gets me another victory in an MX-5 series. And I will gladly take that.
Nice one, Jake. Great win. You deserved that today.
Made the most out of that I could have. Only thing would have been, obviously, you know, cleaning up the 1X, but take it. Take a look at the lap times afterwards. Pull off here. I'll take a look at the lap times and see how consistent they were. It felt like kind of got into a pretty good groove where I was just running low 152s. So I hate that the 3 had the issues. Wish we could have, you know, been able to run with them. So we look at it. 151.78 was the fast. Yeah, really. Once I was able to get settled in and not continue to have to worry about, you know, people dive bombing or whatever, you can see really for the most part it's pretty consistent. For me to have only, you know, about 800ths, 3/4 of a second, something like that, in between the fast and slow one, the rest of the race, that's really good for me. I know it's not the consistency I should probably have, but for me, that's not bad at all. Pretty happy with that overall. So some work left to do, but overall a pretty good race. Let's see if everybody's done. Not quite yet. So I'll show you guys the tires and the setup. Actually, we're out the left front a little more, which is good because I had made a setup change and didn't really get to fully test it to see. The right front had been taking the wear because similar amount of left-handers to right-handers, but the right-handers or the left-handers would definitely put a little more wear. But I didn't want to make, probably could have made a bit of a cross weight, drop this down to, you know, closer to 50, maybe 49.9%, and that would have helped that right side. But I made a a sway bar adjustment, and that seemed to do the trick, at least temporarily. Again, I think the crossweight probably would have been the better adjustment, but you can see, I'll show you guys what I was running, so that way if you wanna run this the rest of the week and mirror it, by all means, it's just a setup that I made some minor tweaks on it. I still got plenty to learn. I want to continue to play with shocks. I want to continue to play with ride heights for these. I think that's where I can find the most amount of time. But driving lines are going to be by far my biggest gain. But I think if I work on some of those settings a little bit, I can make it a little bit more comfortable and able to be driven a little bit faster through the corners as well. So all that combined will help pick up quite a bit of pace. But that's that. If you guys want to see that and screenshot it, put it in your car, run it. You may even try it at a different track. It may work out pretty well for you somewhere else too. But looks like everybody's done. Pretty rough overall. I think let's see, the 11 didn't even run, so that's why he was the only one with a 0x. Unfortunately, we got the 1x, but we were the only one with the 1x, so it's definitely a pretty rough start. So let's take a look at the start and then kind of see what all happened. So the 9's back here. He blinks. Okay, that's all that was. Oof. 18 gets pounded. Not sure who that was, but they just drove right into the back of him. That's a bit rough. Here's 3 wide, potentially. Still going to be 3 wide. Oof, the 7 just missed badly and got the 10. So for the 7 kind of complaining, when the 8 got him, 7 definitely did not do himself any favors, because you see the 10 and the 21 are going in. 10 may have ended up getting the 21, but the 7 just, I think, locked him up and couldn't turn. Just definitely did not judge that the right place. So sends him off. Then that car has a bit of an issue swinging wide, gets into them. 9's gonna blink. Yeah. 21's gonna get inside of the 1. Just pushes wide. Just had no regards for where the 1 was. Just full throttle. It got right into the right side of him. 9's gonna blink again, probably. Yep. Alright, so the 1 then gets on back to the inside of the 21. Let's see if that's a payback or if that's just him trying to dive it in and get a spot. I don't know. I feel like that's a bit of payback. You can see, like, he definitely was trying to outbrake him. I think he saw the 21 given a wide exit or entrance and thought he could just cut inside of him. And then as soon as 21's there, I mean, he's on the brakes. He can't really bail out. But, yeah, that may have been a bit of a, I'm going to take a shot, give you a little bit of contact to, repay you for what we did. And also try to, execute a bit of a pass there. But unfortunately, he ends up spinning around, so he gets the worst of it compared to the 21. 21's just going to get loose on his own. Can't say it really did that too much. Here's where the 3 goes around, so let's see what caused. This was what allowed us to get back into second. So let's see, he's getting on the throttle, most likely coming out of first gear here. Car's not really all that upset at this point. This was still early on. You can see this was only on lap 2. So, oh, he cuts in and gets the grass. Okay, so yeah, that grass was just going to instantly send the car around. He's just going to lose all the grip. You see he's going into a 4-wheel slide at this point, trying to get control. And at the point that he's already, like a 45 going the wrong direction, that's when he starts trying to get on the brakes to regain control and save it. But he's going off. So the other thing, too, I want to look at is, let's look at see where it happened. The pass, I believe it was the 4 that I'm getting by us. Let's see where that happened. So this was lap 1. Yeah, this was fairly early on. Yeah, the 1 or the 4. This is when the 4 just got the run. Yeah, this is when I just decided not to challenge him. So that's what allowed that. Nothing really there. Let's go to lap 2. All right, 3 goes around. There's gonna be contact here. Yep, just a little bit there. Gives that car a shot, but it's pretty much square on the bumper, so it doesn't really upset either one. Blank. 9's gonna blank. 19's in front. That's the 15. 19 just overshoots the corner, gets into the outside wall. Here goes the 1. That was where he just flat out missed the corner and drove right into the back of me. Or excuse me, that wasn't the 1. That was the 8. Yeah, that was our good friend the 8 that gave us another spot. So you could see he just brakes. So like I was braking somewhere just after this Marshall booth, somewhere in between this little bit of patch of concrete and when the road, the white line kind of bent to the right a little bit. And the 8 is, I guess, at about the right spot, but probably just maybe came in a little bit faster with the draft, didn't judge it quite as well. Obviously I did that one lap too, and then just drives it straight in. Like, I know he's trying to make a corner, but like zero regard for trying to avoid us. So got into the back of us, just sent us straight out before it gets back by. I was real lucky to have not gotten put around with that one. And then here's that fun. So let's see how this is going to go. Because the 4... Yeah, I think that's more of the 8 coming back to the left and just getting into the right rear of the 4. 4 looked like he was holding his line pretty straight. The 8 just comes back to the left, gets the 4. So the 4 goes that way. So I was able to... Let's watch this from my view, because this was where it was fun. So I see the contact happening. I'm going to slow this down because it's going to make it look a lot less scary than what it was in the car. You can see the 4's coming back across. I thought they were just going to go to the right side wall, so that's why the 4 went back across. And as soon as I saw him coming back, I had to jump on the brakes, try to get to the right to pass behind him, barely avoid him, and then all of a sudden, woo, here comes the 8 back across the track. So he somehow was able to hold on to it. He gets himself going back the right way. 9's probably going to blink. 9's probably going to blink. 9's probably going to blink. Alright, so we get the 15. This is the 3. So this is back for 14th. 15, the 3, and I think what the... Not the 21, but a couple Red Bull cars having issues there. 15 goes wide. You got the 9 blinking way out there. Contact wants to send the 15 around, then the one that comes back into the 15. And the 15 probably just didn't care and sent him around. 9's gonna blink. Alright, so here's going to be the fun with the 7 and the 8. We were able to get by the 8. The 8 just... Yeah, that was pretty bad. Like, I was definitely throwing a little bit of a block, like kind of slowly progressing to the left side of the track, but the 8 just cuts right in front of the 7 and is not really clear, makes contact with the 7, and they both go to the wall. So, fortunately, that ended both of their races. I mean, that worked out for me because we were able to get away, but yeah, that was pretty good. So, that was all the start. I just want to look at all the stuff that got us, into the lead. Otherwise, we take forever looking at every incident, but jump out, take a look at the results. Those hopefully should be fairly positive. Bottom split of 3, 29, 91 strength of field. We'd love to get there. 1167. Again, I'm really bad off, so it's going to take me a while to get out of that, but able to gain a little bit of safety rating, 0.27. Again, if I wouldn't have had the 1x in qualifying and the 1x in the race, we probably would have gotten a little bit more, but it's going to be a little while until I get back to that 4.0 range. And I've got to run some GT3 races before I could get to an A license, but just want to keep cranking out 1.0x races, keep it clean, keep it smooth. 93 in I rating, so still well under what rookie started at 1350, but keep doing stuff like that. I'll keep getting into tougher splits, which will provide me the potential to gain even more I rating if I finish well. Otherwise, it'll give me a chance to keep working, learning, and hopefully keep progressing. So you can see we were certainly not the fastest at all. The 3 definitely had that. I mean, we knew that from qualifying, so the 3 did a great job to recover. He was probably deeper than 14th at one point, so got himself back up to 4th place. So certainly by no means the fastest car on the track. By no means the fastest car on the track. You can see the 5 ran a faster lap. The 8 ran a faster lap for as all over the place as he was. The 7 ran faster laps. So certainly by no means the fastest car on the track, just probably most consistent and safest, and that's what allowed me to be able to pull that off. So take the win. I know it wasn't exciting towards the back half in terms of having cars around, but we certainly tried to do the best I could to navigate that and deal with that one. So really proud of that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that one. I'll probably bounce between this and the production car challenge just based on whichever course I think is going to be the better racing. That's typically for me going to be the one that has the straightaways that are the shorter ones, and maybe some better passing opportunities. So probably be a mixture of both of these for the rest of the season. But if you like one over the other and you want to see more of that, feel free to let me know. I don't have quite as many of the tracks that the Advanced Series runs, so I'm not sure how much of this I'll run the rest of the season, in terms of if I purchase any tracks, but I'll find a good mix between the two because I think the MX-5 really still is allowing me to build up a lot of good skills, but not have a card that's just going to beat me up the minute I make a tiny mistake. So it's great and a lot of fun, and I'm enjoying it. So hopefully you guys are as well. Feel free to leave any feedback on any of the stuff we looked at. If you would have driven anything differently from my perspective, different driving lines. Let me know if you do end up trying that setup. I know I had one person from the production car challenge try it and say they ran pretty consistent to their lap times. They liked it. So, yeah, if I help anybody, and you load that in and it helps you, feel free to let me know. I'm happy to do that. I'm glad if you guys are able to take that and have success with it. So that's that's part of it. I just want to grow stuff and have everybody have fun and enjoy it and the whole community get better. So until the next one, I hope all your laps are fast, your races are clean, and your finishes are good. Thanks for watching.